I got a pretty epic job at the moment. I work right down the water at this aquaculture facility. It's in front of the local surf break, I can spear when it's flat, and it's at the foot of the mountains. This is the view from my window. Up on these hills, I have a spot. It's private access, and with a telescope that I've got set up, I can follow the ridge line, see if they're on the land I'm allowed to hunt, and shoot off after work and try and get some dinner. Let's go.
We just finished work and come up here, and I've just snuck across the first little ridge, and they're just over the next valley. There's probably 10 of them or something, so I'm gonna try and sneak down below them because the wind's coming down, so I can't go up above. All right, hopefully this time I get them.
The bush is so thick and sharp over here, I actually had to buy a string protector. The goats are only about 50 metres away, so I knocked an arrow so it wouldn't spook them.
Just seen a few good goats here. Now this small one's gone through. I'm gonna wait for the medium-sized one just to open up and get a good shot away from the leaves, but there's a few others over the back too if I knock that up. Oh, smoked him. Not a bad backdrop, and I just got dinner.
It was a nice medium-sized goat, and there was a lot of blood, and I knew it hadn't gone far.
There it is. Alright, I'm just going to give it a little bit of time to expire. I think it's done, but it's just easier. You don't want to push it any further. This bush is so spiky and shit.
And now for the fun. I had to carry this thing all the way up this steep-as gully. This whole gully was just gorse and blackberries, which are really spiky bushes. So I was trying to get up onto a little bit of a flat area where I could clean the animal.
At least it's not a bad view. Oh, look at this hill.
Alright guys, we're making goat stew. The meat's aged in the fridge for about 5 days, and all the ingredients are laid out in front here. First of all, we're just seasoning in salt and pepper, and then, of course, get yourself a beer, because that's the most important part. Nothing beats fresh herbs when you're cooking, and we're super lucky our rental has a huge garden out the back. It's going to be a slow cooking process, so we're getting things like thyme, a heap of fresh parsley, shallots or spring onions, I don't know what you call them, and some mint, but you don't need that, that's just for a chick's drink. And last but not least, rosemary. We put that with any roast or stew, gives a really good flavour and gets rid of some of that gamey taste. Before stewing, we want to sear the meat, so get a pan really hot, get some butter in there, a little bit of salt and pepper's already on the meat, so that should be sweet. We don't have a pan big enough to fit the meat in, so I've separated it at the joint. You could sear them individually, but we're going to use the same pot to cook in, so just made it a bit easier. Hopefully all the haters have made it this far and they're actually enjoying seeing that you can hunt your own meat and cook it and create a meal out of it. It's pretty funny on YouTube, you just get slammed. But anyway, once that's all searing off, start preparing the veggies. Alright guys, you can cut this how you want. We kind of cut it a bit rough. We've got onion, garlic, carrot, tomato and potato. First you want to brown the onions off a bit and then add in the garlic. I like to eat ginger and I like the flavour of it, plus I am a ginger, so of course it's going in the meal. Just cook that off for a little bit and add the veggies. Open a $4,000 bottle of wine and give it a good pour in there, just to really show your mates how luxurious you are. And it allows for a great conversation piece while you're eating it, just to reinforce that you are better than them. You know, you're not only successful, but you've also hunted and caught your own food. So you're a true legend. Next, add the shallots. You put them in last because they just deteriorate too fast. And then chuck the meat back in. Add some stock in, just gives it a lot of moisture and stops it all from drying out. And then take the leaves off all your fresh herbs. No one likes eating chewy, bloody stem, so leave that out of it. Get all those fresh herbs in there and then shove the lid on and you're ready to have, you guessed it, a lot of beers while you're waiting for the stew. Every half an hour or so, just give a little stir. This is super easy to remember. Every time you go to grab another beer out of that fridge, just take the lid off and give it a little stir. And then I like to put it on a little base of mashed potato. But yeah, 7 hours later, you got a delicious, juicy, soft goat stew. And you know what? If you don't like it, you didn't drink enough beers. Next time, we head deep into the Marlborough Sounds. We take my mate's boat out, we head right out to D'Urville Island.
Going to try and find some cray or power. This is sick.
Well, you all know I prefer spearfishing over fishing. And you know what? Now I prefer it even more. Subscribe, you don't want to miss this one. I'll see you then. Stood still right there.